Hi everyone, welcome back to the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. Here we are with Sherlock and Watson back in 221B Baker Street, trying to do some analysis on the clues we found around the bishop's rooms to see if we can solve who is murderer. Who is that? We got people down there. Hello. Oh, I never looked out the window. Oh wow, look at that. Anyway, don't get distracted, Sherlock. We got to do some analysis with the other analysis tools.
No, it is unnecessary.
No, we don't need to do that. Okay, back to the analysis, or are we done? Do we need to have a look at this?
I must compare the samples of earth that I found. And if I mixed this earth with another substance...
Like water?
Now it must all be stirred.
Must be all stirred. With the scalpel? There we go.
The samples of earth taken from beneath the fingernail and from the ropes originate from the same place.
How do you know?
It took just a little water to analyze the consistency. The soil has retained its moisture, even though there hasn't been rain in London for over a week.
This soil could come from the bank of a river.
Yeah.
Or somewhere where the evaporation is slower. A mine, perhaps, or a trench.
The banks of the Thames are clay soil, unlike our samples, so we can rule that out. The nearest mines are a dozen miles away,
the train
so
tunnels?
I would rule that out also. I would
The
therefore
sewers?
conclude your last theory to be nearer the mark.
A trench?
A pit. Watson, bring me your register of the London hospitals.
Studying the scalpel has given you an idea, then?
Indeed.
I'll get it.
Okay, you control Dr. Watson. What we were sent to go. Do you know what? I'm dreadful at this. It tells me to go and get something and I forget. The Marquis fake necklace, the Daily Report. The moment of the writing of these lines, the famous Samoan necklace belonging to the Marquis of Cunningham is still not been recovered. Our editor's staff remain reserved from the role that the famous Detective Sherlock Holmes has played in the affair. For this is not the first time that Mr. Holmes has compromised himself during the course of one of these so-called investigations. When recalling the second stain case, the second stain case, okay, the affair is indeed strangely similar, to the Marquis of Cunningham's necklace misfortune. Indeed, Mr. Trelawney, Hope, Secretary of State for European Affairs, had a document of extreme value in his safe box, which had been stolen. But a few days earlier, who, if not Sherlock Holmes, could have replaced the documents in Mr. Hope's safe? What is the point of the trick? It was evidence that Sherlock Holmes knew the identity of the person blackmailing the gentleman's wife, Lady Hilda Trelawney Hope, guilty of the love affair with another man. The sinister blackmailer, a certain Lucas, had a letter that revealed Lady Trelawney Hope's double life. He wanted the Secretary of State's wife to give him the precious document belonging to her husband in exchange for the love letter. She obeyed him. But then Lucas found murder, and Mr. Holmes managed... But then Lucas was found murdered, and Mr. Holmes managed to find the compromising letter without any difficulty on the crime scene after it had been meticulously searched by the police. Does that not strike you as strange? Mr. Holmes knew that their hiding place was, without any doubt. As to the motive of the murder, no need to ask who might profit from the crime, eradicate the cumbersome accomplice, and thus appear as a hero in the eyes of the authorities. Evidently, the transcription of the affairs undertaken by Mr. Holmes's friend, Dr. Watson, gives another explanation entirely. But is he truly objective? We may allow ourselves a little doubt on that score. Farley again. Bloody hell. Thanks, Farley. Anyway. What did you ask me to do? Sorry. I'll get it. Register of the hospitals. Okay, good.
Read the paper, Holmes.
Register of London hospitals. I'm taking it's going to be in one of the... What have we got here?
General practitioner? That won't be of any use to me.
That's the one.
Hospitals and dispensaries in London. I have found my book, Holmes.
Good. Put it on the work table, will you?
Yeah, so it's not going to be ladies' parts, whatever it was. Is this the work table? I assume?
I have found my book, Holmes.
Good. Put it on the work table, will you?
Is that the dining room table? What do we class as the work table? This one? Holmes. Is this the work table? No. Toby.
Here is the
There
section
we go.
showing Whitechapel. I made several notations on these pages during our investigation into the Ripper, which might prove useful. All we need to do is to find a hospital or a public dispensary near a location where pits have been dug and black granite has been used.
It's simplicity itself. I haven't finished my analysis.
Have you not? What more? Okay. Let's have a look at the book then. So, make the right deductions based on the facts that you have. The rope is worn only on one side. Therefore, the rope was manufactured with the worn side. No. The rope is always used from the same side. It is used near water and it's rotten. We'll go with that one. You know, if it was always tied up to like a quayside or something, then yeah, you might get one side. If it's never been changed, I know. The damp earth brought in by the Bishop of Knightsbridge killers. The soil is from a well, a riverbank. We think a pit, don't we? Therefore, the rope is used for tying up boats. Used in a well, used to lower something into a pit. Okay, in that case, it could be used on the same side. If it's from a well, then it could be... That doesn't make sense because it wouldn't be worn, would it? Okay. Water and is rotted. I reckon maybe from a riverbank. Tie up boats? No. Okay, well he said it was from a pit, so we'll go with pit. And we'll say it's used for something lowering that's something in there. We'll come back to that, I think. Maybe that's wrong. Anyway, the fragment of granite painted black. The fragment comes from a monument painted black. Possibly. The fragment is from a painted rock. The fragment comes from granite wall painted black. Most likely. The soil's from a pit. The earth and fragment of granite come from the building. The earth and the stone are from a nearby monument. The fragment of granite come from a cave. I still think it's the train station. There you go. The earth, the rope, and the fragment of granite come from a grave. Oh. Not the water, though, is it? Why would the earth... Oh, the rope could be used to... putting the coffin in. The earth, the rope, and the fragment of granite come from a building undergoing repairs, possibly. The earth, the rope, and the fragment of granite come from a tombstone factory. Maybe not. Whitechapel Clinic. We haven't investigated it yet. Dispensary 466 near Memorial Whitechapel. Near the cemetery. Tombstone factory. A large repairs site. A granite quarry. Or a Whitechapel warehouse. So it could.
I am missing some information.
Yeah.
I am missing some information.
A building or a monument? If it's from a grave. The monument, the grave is painted black. So it's used on the same side if it's been lowered into... If we're going down the cemetery route. Therefore...
Now I can make the right decision.
It's near a grave, so it's the one near the cemetery. That one.
The
Yeah?
public
Yes.
dispensary number 4661.
Oh.
It's just opposite the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
Yes, Watson. The murderer with the missing finger must work in the cemetery, or at least visit it. He could have taken a rope, one of the type they use to lower the coffins into the graves. The granite is minute particles of tombstone.
And he only had to cross the road to steal a scalpel from the dispensary opposite.
Brilliant. I guess we go there, do we? Where's the map? Is it in the inventory? No, it's not there. We got more to do. Is there more in the deductions board? What's that? Oh, what's this? Safecracker. Elementary. And the Holmesian. Oh, okay. Good. The deduction at night. There we go. So what else we got? We got any more? So we got that one. Finger. The bishop tore the aggressor's finger off with his teeth. Yes. He fought aggressively. Yeah, he did gnaw it himself. Or did he went mad? No, I reckon he... The broken flask had some blood on top of it. The murderer made the bishop drink the contents of the flask. Possibly. Okay. We haven't got that yet. Good. Anything else we need to do on the deductions over here? No, I think we're good, Watson.
We must analyze all our clues, Watson. I need something.
What do I need? This? Yeah, it's the only thing we haven't looked at, isn't it? Right. To analyze the evidence, add liquid from the test tube. Use all I didn't read you all. Right, so use that with that. Okay. Oh, okay. So now we test it with the yellow one. So that gives. Oh, hang on. Let me do that again. One blue, 2 green. Okay. We only get 2 chances at this, bollocks of it. Right, blue. 3 and 2. So 3 of those and 2 of those. Okay, green. 2 brown, 3 silver. Yellow. 2 green, 1 blue. Pink or red. 3 green, 3 brown.
Poison, and apparently very virulent.
Right. That changes everything. So we know. Trying to drink its contents of the flask. Well, we assume anyway.
Poison. Discreet, efficient, and only detectable via a thorough post-mortem.
Have you been able to isolate the active components, Holmes?
Not with any certainty. This toxic substance surpasses my own knowledge in the field. It is without doubt the work of an expert chemist.
A chemist and a criminal.
As you say, please find my monograph on poisoners of the last 30 years.
Poisoners of the last 30 years. Okay. Is it all up here? Oh, we looked at those. Is it in your room? Poisoners of the last 30 years. Is that bedside reading, is it? Okay, maybe not. Surely it's got to be up here. Oh, maybe it's on the table. On the desk. Yes, it is. Right, file N452, Hans Schielmann, aka the Rat Killer. Birth the 20th of January 1839 in Stuttgart. Arrested on the 5th of May 1888 in London. Life sentence. Okay, found guilty of the following charges: poisoning, attempted poisoning, theft and receiving chemical substances, murder and attempted murder, kidnapping with aggravated circumstances, cruelty to animals, hit and run, illegal use of chemicals, manipulation of the weak, and drunk in charge. History of the and description of the individual. Despite numerous mental problems and neuroses, Hans Schielmann is an exceptional chemist with an equally remarkable mathematician. At the age of 21, his unstable and violent character resulted in the expulsion from the University of Vienna, where he had excelled in his chosen subjects. After being expelled, he was not heard of again for 4 years. He was captured and arrested in June 1861 during the case of NX2552A, the Stuttgart poisoning, in which he was the principal subject. He escaped before being sentenced and vanished again. A number of elements suggest that he had found refuge in London. An investigation undertaken by Scotland Yard found him living under the stolen identity of one Leonardo Itzi. Yeah, Leonardo Itzi. However, the officers who came to arrest him were poisoned and he escaped once again. Our informers picked up the trail again in 1880 at the ancient factory converted into a clandestine chemical laboratory. Schielmann was absent during the search. From the documents found inside the laboratory, we learned that he had a diabolical plan in mind. His goal was to poison the drinking water reservoirs in several parts of the city. To this day, his motives remain unclear. His arrest on the 5th of May 1888 was due entirely to chance. He was recognized by a police officer while stumbling around in the state of inebriation, shouting of his intention to poison the entire city. None of the interrogations following his arrest have provided any conclusive information. Hans Schielmann broke his silence only with incoherent comments. Right. Well, that was worth a read. Here you go, Sherlock. Is this what you wanted? Oh, have I given it to you?
According to these documents, Hans Schielmann, known as the Rat Killer, was considered the greatest specialist in chemical poison in the world.
Is he at liberty?
Happily, no. He has been held in the high-security wing of London's Westgate prison for many years now.
Then he cannot be the one who concocted the poison.
Don't dismiss him too quickly, Watson. According to Scotland Yard, the man is exceptionally intelligent. For the greatest criminals, prison is but a mere obstacle. Let's plan a little visit to see Mr. Schielmann tomorrow. Let us look at our deduction board, Watson.
Okay. The deduction board once more. Let's have a look. Where is the deduction board? Here we go. So, what do we know? We now got poison. This flask contains a poison that causes madness. So, he gnawed at himself. He went mad. Made him drink. So, therefore, the murderers had poison that causes madness. Yes.
Perfect. Well done, Watson. Our board is finished. It confirms that the bishop's murderers work for one person, who, amongst other things, possesses a very sophisticated poison. They therefore act for someone more educated than themselves. You remember Wiggins and his gang, the Baker Street irregulars?
Yes, the street urchins, whom you employ upon occasion.
Oh,
and
yes, here we go.
Wiggins is their leader.
Yes. Well, I
Cool
have
blimey,
hired their
governor.
services again. I have instructed them to find out the address.
Chim
of the
chimney,
bishop's
chim
nephew.
chimney, chim chim choo.
I think he's here.
Okay. Here we go. Overacting. Here we go.
Hello, Mr. Holmes.
Wiggins, my young friend, have you found the information for which the good Dr. Watson is going to pay you?
Yes, Mr. Holmes, it was easy.
Very well, I understand. Here are a few pennies.
Thanks, Dr. Watson. The man you're looking for lives near Kensington.
Does he live alone?
Kensington.
Yes, but he rents a room for an old lady.
Did she see you?
No, Mr. Holmes, no one saw me.
Perfect. Watson, give our young friend another shilling as a reward for his discretion.
Here we go again. But of course,
Right.
I'm falling asleep, Holmes. Aren't you tired?
No, I have an exceptional constitution. I can't remember ever having been fatigued by work. Idleness, on the other hand, exhausts me completely. Go to bed, Watson. The night will be short. We leave at dawn.
Wow, this is a real adventure. It's exciting.
Yeah.
I like it better than made-up stories. I want to know what happens next. Keep reading. I'm going to. Oh,
So why have
I
they broken
wanna
us out of the
listen
contract
to.
for this? How's this going to play into the link up to the story? Are
My
these
readers
Dr.
must
Watson's
excuse me if I
ancestors?
do not describe in full detail here the terrible images which haunted me that night.
I had a sense that something extraordinary would take place, but I was scarcely prepared for the reality of it. Good morning, Holmes. Did you get any rest?
I did not attempt to sleep.
Have you managed to come to any conclusions?
I think that we might follow 3 trails. We can visit Whitechapel to try to discover the identity of the murderers by making inquiries at Dispensary 4661
Yep.
and at the Whitechapel Street Cemetery.
Makes
The
sense.
poison trail seems more important to me. We should
Okay.
perhaps go to Westgate Prison first to see Hans Schielman.
Yes, and let us not forget the
Yes.
bishop's irascible nephew, whose address we now have, thanks to my Baker Street irregulars. I have located each place on our map of London.
Holmes, let me remind you that we still have not been officially instructed to investigate this affair.
Ah, well, we will just have to hide that small detail.
Right, so off we go. Do talk to the poisoner first, then maybe. What's that? That is Whitechapel, Kensington Gardens, and Westgate Jail. Let's head to the jail then.
Westgate Prison. Here we are at the famous Westgate Prison, one of the oldest and surest in the kingdom.
I've heard that it is soon going to be demolished. Don't you find it strange that it still houses criminals as dangerous as Hans Schielman?
There's nothing strange about it, Watson. The name of this prison is linked with numerous failed escape attempts. As long as it stands, the criminals will fear it.
Good morning, gentlemen. Are you expected?
No, but we wish to meet with one of your prisoners, Hans Schielman.
I'm afraid that at the moment that is impossible. Access to the cells is controlled strictly. You can't go there without permission from the director.
Ooh.
Then would you be so good as to announce us? I am Sherlock
me in.
Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson.
The famous Holmes and Watson. What an honour. My name is
I'm sure it
Brighton.
is. Hello, Brighton.
Frank Brighton. I'm afraid that I can't announce you. I'm not allowed to leave my post, under any circumstances. But I'm sure that the director won't refuse to see you, even without an appointment. Do you see the corridor behind the reception?
Yes.
Follow it to the secretary's office. You'll find him there.
Thank you, Warden Brighton. One last thing. Hans Schielman received any visits lately?
None. And I'm sure because I've dealt with receiving visitors for several weeks now.
Oh, well done.
I volunteered because it's a calm post to be in. We don't get many visitors and it gives me time to write. Just like you, Dr. Watson. I enjoy literature and the...
Very good.
That was very impolite, Holmes.
Ah, well.
That man admires our work. You could have given him...
Another time. Let's go and meet the director of the prison.
Yes. Thanks, Brighton. Catch you later. Ooh, what we got here?
Cleaning materials, otherwise known as a broom cupboard. Nothing of
Maintenance.
interest here.
Okay, administration. High security level. Low security level. Little loopsy-loo.
This is the entrance to the ordinary prisoner's cell. There's no point in going there.
Go and antagonise them, see which ones we put away. Probably not. They probably wouldn't be part of our cases, would they? Hello, gentlemen.
Sorry, but this area is prohibited without a pass. Please leave.
Sorry,
We
gentlemen.
must see the prison director quickly.
Alright. I'm right here, Watson. No need to shout. Doors. Undescriptive doors. Entryway.
Staff
Cloakroom.
cloakroom.
We got here. Check
The
room.
locker room.
Oh, the
This
locker
is where
room.
the prisoners' things are kept.
Gotcha.
Let's
Secretary.
go to the secretary's office.
You wouldn't think they'd have a steel solid door on it. Well, I suppose it's to protect them if there is a riot or something.
Good morning, miss.
Sleeping on the job?
Oh, excuse me, I dropped off. Good morning, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
I am Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. We would like to talk to the director.
I'll just go and see if he can receive you.
Thank you very much.
Tiredness, pale face, stiffness. I believe that the young lady is expecting a happy event.
Oh, lovely.
It would seem so.
Right. Oh.
Hot
Tea.
tea.
Hot tea! God diggity! What else we got?
This small rack is for urgent letters to be given immediately to the director.
Okay.
This charming secretary is Miss Jenny Patterson.
Lovely. I'm not sure the relevance of that. Nothing here. And director is Patterson as well.
The director's office, Mr. P. Patterson. No need to go in there. Strange. The director and the secretary have the same name.
I'm delighted to meet you, Mr. Holmes. I am Paul Patterson, director of this establishment. You wish to talk to me? I hope this unexpected visit isn't to announce bad news.
No, do not worry. We are investigating an affair of the highest importance, one which could potentially affect the security of the kingdom. Therefore, it is imperative that we interview one of your prisoners,
Don't overplay
Hans
it.
Schielman.
Hans, the rat killer.
Yeah.
He's been in here for a long while now, and he's had no contact with the outside. How could he be involved in such an affair?
That is what we would like to find out.
And you have been commissioned by Scotland Yard?
Evidently.
We didn't say we have.
Very well.
We just
I have
assumed.
complete confidence in you, Mr. Holmes. I will draw up a pass that you should give to Warden James in the guardroom.
Yep.
He will show you to the cells.
Thank you, Director.
Keep me informed of your progress. And if there is anything else, don't hesitate to let me know.
We shall certainly do so.
Thank you. Right, Miss Patterson, family ties.
Miss Patterson, you have the same name as the director. Are you related?
Come, Watson. Anyone who might have made the slightest study of anthropology would have noted the similarities between the young lady and her father.
Mr. Holmes is right, I am his daughter, but he doesn't like to talk about it. I think he's afraid of being accused of favoritism.
I'm sure it was your qualities alone which secured you this position, miss.
If you must try out your powers of seduction, then what do you say about using them on the rat killer?
Right. Cheerio.
Goodbye, miss.
Goodbye, gentlemen.
Right. So, back to the guard room. There we go. So we got three. We got this way where you can use the WASD keys to sort of move around. We've got obviously the same kind of thing but first person. Then you got the old school where you just click and he moves around. I like that they've put all that in there. That's
Sorry,
cool.
but this area is prohibited without a pass. Please leave.
Oh, hang on. Do I need to have my pass armed and available?
Ah, you've got a pass for the
There
high
we go.
security area. It's the door at the end. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Oh, we've got some clues in here.
It is about the signing in book.
Ah, okay. What's that?
This information board is almost empty. Strange, in view of the activity in the prison. It is potassium nitrate, isn't it?
Yes. Saltpeter or whatever.
Or whatever. In it. Yeah. Nice one. Oh, they want to talk to me.
My name is Peter James, Chief Warden, and this is Deputy Warden O'Sullivan.
I imagine I will find Hans Schielman behind these bars in the basement.
Yes, the high security cells are down there.
Is this the only access?
Yes, there was a second door at the end of the main hall, but it's been blocked up as a security measure.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief Warden.
At your service. If you require further information, Warden Mackenzie will help you. He's at his post in the basement.
Thank you very much. The Great Detective. Have you heard about me?
Mr. Holmes, I am a huge admirer
Apparently
of yours.
so.
I have followed all your cases and successes with the greatest interest.
Oh, that's very kind.
What enthusiasm. Have you ever thought of a career in the police force?
Have I thought about it? It's my dream. And I'm going to try my chance once this establishment closes down.
Good for you.
I'm studying hard for the examination to get into police school.
Good for you. Tell me about the inmates.
Tell me about the prisoners, Warden James.
We only have a few. As you might be aware, the days of this place are numbered. Therefore, we no longer receive new prisoners. Those who are already here are among the most dangerous in London. We have 3 at the moment. Hans the Rat Killer and the Flint Brothers.
The Flint Brothers?
Yes, 2 rather simple-minded maniacs who detest one another despite their relation. They massacred their parents and decapitated their neighbours. It took more than 9 policemen to overpower them.
Blimey. And you put them facing each other. Brilliant. Any further information?
There isn't any information on the notice board. Should there be notes about duties?
Yes, there should be, but Miss Patterson hasn't put up the guard's assignments for this week yet.
Oh.
It's not like her. Usually she does it first thing in the morning. Without these instructions, the guard in the basement won't be changed. I would go and get them, but I don't want the director to catch me there. He's very strict. Doesn't like us wandering around when we're on duty. And it will get his daughter in trouble. He's not being very pleasant with her at the moment.
Oh,
Don't
I see.
make things worse.
Right, gotcha. The guard index cards.
How does not having the information about guard duty stop you from ensuring the watch in the basement?
Because of the system of opening the doors, Mr. Holmes. As you can see, they are equipped with a mechanical timer which answers to a code. When the timer stops, that is to say at the end of each watch, the doors block automatically and the code is reset. It is therefore impossible to open the doors without the new code.
And who has the code?
Only the guard who takes the new watch. He's the only one who can open the envelope that it's kept in. He learns it by heart and destroys the message.
Very clever, but let's look at the limits of this procedure.
What if he fell ill?
Note, and the system falls apart.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, goodbye then.
See you later, Mr. Holmes.
Cheerio. Oh, there's more clues to look at. Out of the way, Watson.
It is the guard's guest book, perhaps for distinguished guests.
Maybe. The nightly comment. What have we got here?
These weapons are obviously ready to use in case of emergency.
Yeah. Got a newspaper here. Is that all the clues? Nope.
This device must be the alarm.
Yeah, it looks like it. Alright, let's head down to see old Rat Killer himself.
Here's the famous high security area.
Looks lovely.
Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
Hello, Mackenzie.
Good morning, Warden. I have a pass which allows me to speak with prisoner Hans.
Very well. It is the cell at the end to your left. I'd advise you to walk in the middle of the corridor.
Right, okay. Thank you for that, Mackenzie. Let's walk down the middle. Oh, these are the brothers. Oh, yeah. Watson, other way.
Hey, brother. Lucky for you that they caught you before I rearranged your dirty little rat's face.
Right.
Hey, brother.
Oh, this is one
Lucky
line.
for you that they caught you before I rearranged your dirty little rat's face.
You gonna take that?
I'm gonna kill my brother.
But before that, I'm gonna make him eat his own eyes. Just for a laugh.
You gonna take that?
Hey, brother.
Right.
Lucky for you that they
Oh, I
caught
can't
you
leave.
before I rearranged your dirty little rat's face.
At least he speaks faster than the other one. Right, let's go, Watson. These are all empty. The last on the left, which is this one. Hello, Hans.
Hans Schielman, I require some information from you.
So, who do we have here? The celebrated Sherlock Holmes himself.
That
Do
was
you
mad
know that for all
scientist
the time
voice.
I have spent rotting in here, you are my first and only visitor?
Oh, you're
I
welcome.
think this is cause for celebration. A confrontation between two geniuses, two extraordinary minds.
I am afraid that you are not quite as great a chemist as you believe you are, Mr. Schielman. I will not say that you never were. No, it was certainly true once. But you see, while you are whiling away your days in here, it appears that someone on the outside is at the point of surpassing you, if that is not already the case.
Yes, I heard about that. A chemical poison that eats away at the flesh and provokes hysteria. I recognize talent when I see it, but it's only a matter of time before I win back my laurels, believe me.
What can you tell me?
That depends on what you can bring to me.
Okay.
What do you want?
Do you know why I am treated so harshly? For my meals, I am given nothing but a hunk of bread, and even then, not just any sort. The...
Get to the point.
Never interrupt
Ooh.
me!
Okay.
Where was I? Oh yes, the bread. Did you know that with a little rye yeast, a pinch of moss, certain cockroach secretions, just enough light and damp, with a few other ingredients that I will keep quiet about, I succeeded in poisoning half the staff here.
Oh, congratulations.
Unfortunately, a little something was omitted, which would have made the results fatal. Instead, it merely caused acute attacks of stress and powerful hallucinations. Even so, I got a great laugh out of watching them cry like babies when they saw their most primitive fears materializing before them.
You are a monster, Mr. Schielman.
Thank you.
It wasn't a compliment.
But of course it was! You others, you ordinary, narrow-minded people, you are afraid of anything that you cannot comprehend. You call me a monster because what you find impossible to face is just the slightest fraction of my genius. If by monster you mean someone who is nothing like you, then it is a compliment.
Ooh, that's a burn, Watson. Don't stand for it.
What do you need?
Very little. Just something to write with. You see, my brain races like an engine with too many thoughts. I see them crackle and explode into thousands of formulae right in front of me. What a torture not to be able to write them down. What a hell to see them vanish just as quickly as they appear to me. Just bring me something that I can write with.
Bit of chalk.
That's all. That seems an easy enough request to fulfill.
But listen, I don't want a vulgar inkwell and a pigeon's feather. No, I need material fit for my talent. I want my ink pen. Bring it to me, and I will be happy to pass on to you a little of my knowledge of modern chemistry.
Where is it?
It was confiscated upon my arrival here. I suppose it might be in my locker, in the locker room. Leave me now, and don't come back without my ink pen.
What's in his ink pen? That's the worry
See you
thing, isn't it?
soon, Mr. Holmes.
Ciao, Hans. Right. Let's tempt fate and walk close to his cell. Oh, I thought he was going to get me then. Mackenzie, can we have access to the locker room, please?
Warden Mackenzie, at your service, sir.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Mackenzie. Right. Chief Warden.
I'm glad to have been of service, Mr. Holmes.
Prisoners' things.
Can you tell me where I might find the locker room?
The locker room.
In the corridor that leads to the director's office. That's where the prisoners' civilian
Oh, they
stuff
changed
is
places.
held. But seeing the length of their sentences, they've little chance of ever getting it back.
The key?
Can you open the locker
Oh, no.
room for
They
us?
could be related,
We would
couldn't
like
they,
to
those two?
inspect Shieldman's personal items.
No, Mr. Holmes.
The younger one's sitting down
I'm
there.
not responsible for that. You will find the keys in the Secretary's office.
Ah, to the Secretary's
See you
office.
later, Mr. Holmes.
Cheery ho! Interesting items on the wall. Alright, here we go. Miss Patson, are you asleep? No, she's awake. Okay. Can we have the key, please?
Miss, may we borrow the keys to the locker room?
You will need authorization from the director to open that door. If you wait a moment, then I will inform him.
We will wait, thank you.
Oh, okay. Let's have a conversation.
Anything new, Mr. Holmes? Is your investigation advancing?
Yes.
Mr. Holmes, have you been able to get what you wanted from our lodger?
Not yet. We must first cast light upon a crucial point, and for that we require your help again.
What can I do?
We need to go through his stuff.
We need to examine Shieldman's civilian clothing.
Very well, but be extremely careful.
What do you mean?
In that madman's compartment, you will find a strange little coded case which refused point blank to open when he was incarcerated. We did try to force it, but without success.
Didn't you ask the experts?
Of course we did. Experts from Scotland Yard came to examine it, but they came to the conclusion that it was better that the case remain shut than tamper with it too much.
Poison.
I see. They were afraid that some poison or other might escape if it was opened.
Exactly. Bear in mind that this man is an evil genius, a master poisoner, and that his poisons are never ordinary.
Right, okay.
Here's the key to the locker room. I give you the authorization to open it.
How much, Lee?
Good. Thank you, Mr. Patterson.
Miss Patterson, the guards are still waiting for you to put up the duty list. Do it as soon as possible. Without it, the changing of the guard cannot take place. Or had you forgotten?
It's unprofessional to berate somebody in front of other people. Terrible. I know. Put an HR complaint in, I would.
Dry your tears, miss. I'm certain that your father didn't mean to hurt you.
Mr. Watson, I can't put up the duty list. When he finds out, he'll be furious.
Why can't you?
It's in my locker, in the cloakroom, and I've lost the key.
Oh, dearie me.
Your aunt.
Say no more, Holmes. As you keep repeating, time is against us. Let's go and look at the things in the rat killer's locker.
That's an interesting sentence. I didn't think you'd utter, but there we go. Right, to the locker room. With utmost haste. Oh, it's here, isn't it? Yeah.
Closed.
Oh. Get the bloody key in your hand. There we go. Right, where's Hans's? There we go. It was a slightly different colour as well, which made it stand out.
Here is the locker of our friend.
Oh,
Hans,
there's the
mad
box.
Scientist.
And what's that little? Let's have a look then.
What a jumble.
What have we
A
got?
paper knife.
Paper knife,
Blotting paper.
blotting paper.
This solid box must hold a precious object. Let us see.
Right. It's got. Oh, they're chemical debris. Sodium, magnesium. Yeah. Lead. What do we got here? As soon as the catastrophe came to be known, the alarm from mouth to mouth was blown, and the cry rang out all over the town, "Good heavens, Tay Bridge is blown down." And the passenger train from Edinburgh, which filled all the people's hearts with sorrow. I didn't really work it. Sorrow, and made them for to turn pale, because none of the passengers were saved to tell the tale, how the disaster happened on the last Sabbath of May in 1879, which will be which will be remembered for a very long time. William Topers McGonagall.
A poem in Hans's handwriting.
Is there anything that we're supposed to spot here?
There is something interesting here.
Is there?
Nothing of interest here.
Oh.
There is something interesting here.
Tay Bridge all is
There
in.
is something interesting here. Nothing of interest here. There is something interesting here.
Out all Tay Bridge.
There is something interesting here. Nothing of interest here.
I don't what. I don't know what we got here. Blotting paper. Oh. Got a hole. We got a tear. Oh, we got another hole. Oh, hang on. Yeah, we got 3 holes in a line. And we got another hole down there. So, hang on, have I got a...
There is something interesting here.
Ah!
There is something interesting here. There is something interesting here.
Oh, right, hang on. So do we poke the holes?
This cannot be a simple coincidence.
Yes. Okay, gotcha. There's the code. So it's CABRHS. CABRHS. H and S. No?
Perfect.
Yes.
What is written on that note, Holmes?
Later, Watson, later.
Oh, later.
We can give Hans his pen.
Hurrah! Brilliant. Right. Probably about to cause a chemical catastrophe, but we're away. Let's go and have a word with Hans then.
What a bunch of incompetents. Oh, if I was as unprofessional as that, there would be murderers running all over the town.
Murderers?
What's the matter? Are you a patient of Dr. Watson?
Very amusing.
I was going on about the dry cleaners in Westgate Street. They've just delivered my ceremonial uniform in the middle of my duty, when I've told them 1,000 times not to bring it until after 6 in the evening.
Right.
A ceremonial uniform? You've been promoted?
No, and that's not about to happen. No, I've been invited to a wedding. I mean, I hope to be. I'm in trouble. If the director sees that I've left my post, I'll be sacked without pay.
Give it to me, Warden Brighton. I'll take care of it for you.
Really? Thanks a lot. Here's the key to the cloakroom and that.
Okay.
I'm really grateful, Mr. Holmes.
What have you got in mind, Holmes? You're not doing this out of kindness, are you?
No, out of curiosity. We will be able to access the cloakroom with these keys.
We're going to break in. We're going to have a break-in. Right. So here we are, about to break into the cloakroom. Well, not break in, we got the keys. But that's a good time to leave it there. We'll investigate into the cloakroom next time and see if we can find Miss Patterson's lost key, and then we can put the guard changeover time thingy information up so they can get on with their day. But we'll leave it there for now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying this Sherlock Holmes adventure. We'll continue it next time. See you then. Bye-bye.